G'day folks, this afternoon I'm doing something totally different. I'm going carp fishing in a lagoon with corn with a float, a bubble float. What do you think about that, mate? Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. I've got a bit of a hike to get in here, only a couple hundred metres, 200 or 300 metres. I'm using this old beastie rod, I call it the sawn off. It's an old bait fishing rod, but I've sawn the butt off it. The bubble float, a hook, 50-pound braid. Where I'm going is an old lagoon, and these lagoons are full of snags. So 4-pound line is a lot of fun, but it's probably not real practical. And it's a very snaky day today. It's sort of low 20s, not too hot. So in this hand I've got snake cam. My monopod that extends right out to about 3 or 4 foot long. I think it's about 3 foot. And I can get some snake video if I see one. Right, now there's the lagoon. I know it's full of carp because I was out here walking yesterday and I saw them. They were right along this bank here, just sucking mud and stuff along the bank. There's a lot of leaves here today. I've got to find somewhere where I can get down to the water, just stand in one spot, so I'm not going to be able to cast my bubble float too far. Then just sort of flick it out and let the wind take it. Right, I'm in position. There's my bag. I'm using corn for bait. My phone, some pliers and fish grips if I need them. Snake cam, 50-pound braid with a bubble float, a leader of around 40 centimetres, and a hook that's about the size of my thumbnail. There we are, there's my float. I've shortened the dropper to about 20 to 25 centimetres. I can see a couple of big carp swimming around down there, so I just need to cast it out there a bit. That'll do perfect. If I can just keep that there, I reckon I'll be in with a chance. I do need to be careful that my braided line doesn't tangle around all the twigs and stuff on the bank though. The bloody things, I can see their lips. I'm almost landing. That landed right in front of that carp's mouth. Pretty safe to say they're not interested in corn at the moment. Oh, there's a bite, there's a bite. It's bouncing. It's bouncing. He's got it. Nah. The float bounced. He had it. He's bouncing. He's still on it. It's bouncing. It's bouncing again. Look, he's swimming with it. Nah. I'm watching the float. He let go. He stopped. He's had enough. I can see his mouth. He's right under it. He's right under it. Here you go. Come on, get the corn in your mouth. Corn still there. Yep. Pulled the corn apart a little bit, but that's it. There's a big one over here, look. Put that right in front of him and see what happens. I can't see exactly where he is, but there's one just out there. So, oh, there he is. I scared him. Just about to say, there's one just out there somewhere. There's something pretty big just down here near my float. But the problem that I've got is that my line is wrapped around a twig down there. You can see a big mouth over there. Right in front of it, I'm right in front of it, I'm right in front of it. He's right over it, he's right over it. What's he doing? Oh, there's the float, I've got a bite, I've got a bite. Float's gone under, float's gone under. Oh, that was the closest. I've had a few bites, but that was definitely the closest. Oh, I put it back, but I don't know where he went. Really got to get the float close to the fish. It's sight fishing almost. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, he's on it, he's on it. The float's still under. Got him! Yes! Whoa! It's taken me a while. Now there's a big carp. That is a big carp. Oh. And I'm using 50-pound braid here. Oh no, my float come off. I can see it floating around out there. I've only got one float. One thing I've noticed using a float with braided line is that it doesn't grip the line properly. It's really easy to slide. Look at the size of this big golden coloured mud marlin. It's actually quite good using 50-pound braid. I know I can just really put the stick on him. The only thing I'm worried about is I don't want the hook to pull out of his mouth. I wanted to skull drag him up the bank, but I think what will happen, he's so big and heavy, I think that the hook will pull through his lip and then I'll lose the fish. So I'm going to have to be brave. Go down here. Even with the fish, one thing I've noticed with carp is that they have very soft lips, and even with fish grips, the fish grips often pull through their lip. Come on, buddy. Right, he's just pinned in the top of the lip there. Very fat and healthy carp. I want to say I'll be glad to get him out of the waterway, but the problem is there's 50 million others in here as well. Anyway, come here. Shh, shh. Just calm down, will ya? Oh, yeah, me. Big carp. I might get my phone and get a picky. Got it. Righto folks, now I've got to head off because I got my float back that fell off my line, but the little tube that sticks up the inside's missing, and I've been stuffing around for about a quarter of an hour just trying to tie it to the line, and it's just about impossible. I only brought one float. I need to go and buy some more floats from adventure camping and fishing. Now I'm going to tell you folks exactly where this is, but before I do, I just got a couple of quick notices. If you come here, for the love of God, please take your rubbish home. Bring an empty supermarket bag or something and put your empty cans and stuff in that, because lately there's just been so much rubbish laying around that it's really heartbreaking, and it makes it even more reluctant for me to tell people about these great places if I go there and there's rubbish. So please take your rubbish home. And secondly, kids, if you're watching and you want to come here, I'm in Wangaratta. I'm an easy bike ride for you all. But it is a very snaky place, so you might want to wear long pants and gumboots and watch where you put your feet. I know a lot of you fish the rivers in Wang where there's snakes anyway, so you're kind of used to it, but I just wanted to give you the warning that this is a very snaky place. Anyway folks, where am I? This is Horseshoe Lagoon. It's literally only where you kids race your BMXs and mountain bikes underneath the train line. I'm probably only 500 metres from there. If you go onto Google Maps and search for Dale Street, Wangaratta, come down to the very end of Dale Street and you'll see a sign that says Horseshoe Lagoon Reserve. There's a sign that says this area is maintained for your enjoyment. Please take your rubbish home. Come out here to Horseshoe Lagoon, Dale Street, Wangaratta. Now a couple of tips. There's carp right along the edges at the moment. They are everywhere. The water's very dark. There's a lot of leaves falling into it. It is getting shallower and shallower, but it is full of carp. What I found today, using corn, I needed to get the float as close as I could to the carp. I would see them swimming, I'd see their mouths near the surface, I'd cast as close as I could, and I got a couple of bites. The actual fish that I did catch, I didn't see it, I didn't cast to it, I was just blind casting. My float was just sitting there waiting for a fish to come by. So I was casting as close as I could. Bring a float. This place is very, very snaggy, and if you're using light line, you'll probably lose a lot of hooks and sinkers on these little snags. Heavy line will help you get them out. And I would suggest bring some bread or some worms, because the corn was okay. I caught one and had a couple of nibbles, but I've been here for an hour and a half, and I can't help but think that they would work better with a different bait. So maybe try some bread or some worms. And if you come out here folks, remember, take your rubbish home, have a great time. Thanks very much. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a big fat thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.